Yeah, at some point.
Get everything taken care of so when it's easy to normal.
Yeah, that way it's just like not enough stuff in the way and everything's just gone.
Yeah, I hear that. Hi, I'm Joe Bump.
And I'm Issue Good Looking.
That's news to us.
That is news to us.
It's news to me, that's for sure.
So,
I thought your name was Tom.
top story today is going to be that...
Wait.
Dude, I already started. Come on.
Gosh. You did.
Gotta take
went right
initiative.
for it. No, you know what? You went right for it. I dollygagged.
Snooze, you lose.
Yeah, you got it. Go ahead.
Anyway, top story today. Local man found asleep in Disney World, of all places.
They fall asleep in Disney. It's like the happiest place on earth.
Well, you know, the older you get, the saltier you get, so...
So he's
Not
old.
exactly going to be happy all the time. It's definitely an old person.
So, what young person would fall asleep? Oh, yeah, I understand.
I mean, there's times, like, you get too excited and you just run into something, knock yourself out. I'm sure that everyone's kid has done that at least sometime. Like, gotten so excited, just ran head first into something. Excitement gone.
It's funny you say that because James, when we were at Disney, he ran right into one of those little it was like a little guardrail, or whatever. But it was divided. He ran right head first right into it. Good stuff.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Funny stuff.
Anyway,
Sorry.
oddly enough, responses to the image, because there's an image showing this person,
I'm excited.
have been divisive at best. The older generations praise his bravery for sleeping in such a crowded place. After all, who really wants to fall asleep just right in the middle of where a lot of people are? Whereas younger kids are outraged at this, quote, smelly old loser. But, you know, we're unbiased, so you gotta make your own opinions. Let's take a look. What a nerd.
That is good stuff, Tom. You are in fuego, buddy. You are on fire tonight, in case you guys are not bilingual. Well, my story is, Tom, someday soon, your Domino's pizza could be delivered to you without an actual delivery person.
How are you gonna do that, Joe?
Well, Ford and Domino's are testing out a specifically equipped Ford Fusion that comes not only with a self-driving technology, but also an oven. So
that's actually what I expected drones. I expected like an Amazon drone type situation. I guess that makes sense though, considering if go up in the air, it's colder the higher up you get, so start cooling off the pizza. So you can't really do that.
From what you sounds way cooler than this, but this says it sounds cool, but there's a catch.
Oh boy, there always is.
There's no one to walk the pizza to your front door.
That kind of ruins it.
Yeah. Well, does it though?
I think the point of ordering the pizza is to get it delivered to your door. That's how it's always been, hasn't it?
I guess. So
you order for delivery and you don't go pick it up. That is
right. Well, this is and they say how will customers react to coming outside to get their food? That's what Domino's president's worried about. His name is Russell Weiner. I just want to put that out there for everybody.
Important information.
It is. Look it up. It's true. We need to make sure the interface is clear and simple. So during the testing phase, an engineer and a driver will be in the car, but the windows will be heavily tinted so customers can't see them. And both have been instructed not to interact with people at all. Domino's wants to see how well customers will deal without coming out and getting their own pizza, which is pretty much a basic pizza ATM. They'll have to enter a number on a touchpad to get their pizza. The back window will lower, revealing a pizza, and then they'll take it. So this is great. So I guess what they're doing, so it's kind of funny. Domino's not really testing this out. They're going to drive up in a regular car with tinted windows, and a regular person in there, and they're going to put the pad. They have a keypad. They'll put the code down. A window will go down, and the pizza will come out. But there's people in the car doing it. But I guess this is the way.
It's not fully automated.
Right. This is the way. Well, not now. They're testing it out that way.
Right. The testing isn't fully
to make sure people like you, who just said, "Why would you want to order delivery if they go out and get it?" would still order delivery. Right. Because if not, why invest all that money
in something that nobody's going to ever use?
Now, me personally, I think the biggest hassle is calling and ordering is easy. Walking out to my car or walking out to the driveway instead of my front door isn't that much of a big deal to me because,
depends on who you are.
Right, but I don't want to get in the car, go drive somewhere, wait in line, pay, get it, take it home, bring it all the way home. At least now there's going to be ovens in the car, so the pizza's going to be piping hot.
Right.
So you're getting nice hot pizza, and you don't have to talk to some dude. Sometimes I don't want to talk to anybody. It might even be better. I'll walk an extra 15 steps to not have to talk to anybody.
Right. I do understand that.
I mean, is that... So, I think it'd be cool to have
It's kind of breaking tradition a little bit, though. Because, like, traditionally, when you order a pizza and it gets delivered, it's delivered to your door. That's, like, the whole shtick.
Right, and now do you have the tip? So what if I told you, right, for $4 or $3, whatever you tip, you don't have to, you can walk 20 steps, there's $4. If there were $4 out in your driveway, would you go from your front door to go get it?
Yeah, probably.
There you go, folks. It just shows you. Now you save on tip. I'm not going to tip a robot. Well, I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. If I tipped but the whole robot thing kind of freaks me out.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden,
there's ways to exploit it.
Will Smith is going to be coming around. Terminator's going to be coming around. It's all of a sudden the robots taking over.
I completely understand where you're coming from. Like,
scary
AI
stuff,
is definitely my biggest fear for the future.
It's Terminator. The movie's already been written. It's already, the plot line. There's so many who watch that movie and be like,
it's a movie. It's for entertainment. It's not a guideline.
I don't know. It sounds a lot like how it started. Pizza delivery.
Like how I've said how I've read online, some people are equating today's society in 1984. It's just a story. It's not a guideline.
It is true. But what I would like to see, and it's already passed, is 2015, is the pizzas in Back to the Future that you put in the hydrator. They're like that big, you put them in, and they hydrate, and they come out like a fresh pie from pizza.
Like the usual sci-fi, like, bagged foods. You add a drop of water, and it turns into a full burger or something.
Have you ever seen Back to the Future?
If I did, it was a long time ago.
Oh, my goodness. You guys, I'm so glad. You need to watch that movie, Tom.
You don't have many times I've heard that.
1, 2, and 3. 3's okay.
I'm sure I've seen the first one.
It ends the trilogy. But in the second one, so it's questionable. So they call it Back to the Future because in the first one they go to the past.
Right.
And then
I know what the first one is.
The second one they have to go. To the past first, you go to the future. They go to the future first and they mess it up. Then they have to go back to the past.
That's the one that go back to the Wild West.
That's the third one.
That's the third one.
But in the second one, when they're in the future, Marty's the main character, goes into his house of the future, and they're in there and they're having dinner, and the grandmother opens a Pizza Hut pizza that big into what's called a hydrator, which is hydrate on level 4.
Right. I get the gist of like what it means.
So the water expands. And it's hot, piping. Pizza looks delicious, Tom. I'll be honest with you.
Well, they probably got an actual pizza.
It was piping hot, and it looked like a Supreme pizza. To be honest with you,
well,
I'm gonna say you should watch Back to the Future, and if you guys think so, then do me a favor, comment on the comment Back to the Future, or Tom. Just let them know you need to watch it, or like the video. That'll show us that.
Like, comment, and subscribe if I should watch movies more.
Right, just Back to the Future. Who cares about movies in general, Tom? We're talking about Back to the Future 1.
No, you understand. There's a lot of movies I need to watch.
Back to the Future 2, and then. Back to the Future is one of them. How about Jaws? You ever see Jaws?
No.
Add that to the list. Jaws is my favorite movie of all time.
Back to the Future, Jaws, any others?
I don't know. What haven't you seen?
I don't know.
How about like Star Wars?
Star Wars I've seen. We have that on DVD. All of them up to the new ones.
So you didn't see well, there's 2 new ones technically. There is the Force Awakens, which is after Return of the Jedi.
Right, that one I've not seen.
And then there's Rogue One, which is a pre-story.
Right, Rogue One is a separate story. I've not seen that either.
Right before Star Wars. Both of them are decent.
So I've heard.
But it's Star Wars, you can't go wrong with it. Anyway, I'm sorry, guys.
We're getting off topic.
I went off topic. I appreciate that being we here. It was me.
That's movies to us.
Sorry, Tom.
Anyway.
That's good. Here we go. That's another show. That's 2 shows been developed on this channel. All off the cuff, and that's movies to us.
Yep. Anyway. Next story. The acclaimed video game series Half-Life may not be getting its 3rd installment. Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 2 Episode 3, whichever one would have happened, good chance it's just not going to be happening. Have you heard of the Half-Life series?
I have. And I'm not even a gamer.
Well, considering next year is going to be its 20th anniversary, I believe, it's kind of a big deal. Plus, not to mention the whole, it's been years since Episode 2 was released and we've heard nothing. Well, as of January 2016, one of the lead writers for it, Mark Laidlow, I know it sounds like it's some sort of pseudonym or something, but...
It does. That guy, Mark Laidlow.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
January 2016, he left Valve Software, which really didn't... Excuse me. Seemed like a very good... not a good omen for the series' continuation as a whole, but also... On the 25th of August, he released onto a website what at a glance seems like just Half-Life fanfiction, but turned out to actually be a disguise for what he believes the plot of Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 2 Episode 3 was going to be.
Oh, now you know. Oh, that's...
Well...
Is it good or bad, Tom?
I'll get to that. What? So the story is as follows, for those of you who know about it but haven't actually seen it. Gordon Freeman and Alex Vance have buried Eli Vance and go to Antarctica to find this big interdimensional, basically oil tanker.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Known as the Borealis. Alex planned to use the ship as a battering ram to attack... Crap, what was it? I didn't write that down, but to attack something is just like a giant battering ram.
Right. And
other character who's been around since, I believe, Half-Life 2, Dr. Mossman, is killed trying to take over the Borealis for her own ends because of reasons, I don't know.
Dr. Mossman's been killed?
Apparently.
Man, they're changing everything.
Right before the ship is about to impact, which would have been a suicide mission, the G-Man shows up and takes Alex away, leaving Gordon to his fate. But at the last second, the Vortigaunts, who are... Yeah.
Sorry.
So apparently there's still no real closure on just what the G-Man is.
The G-Man, that's what they call the Giants, New York Giants. The G-Men. G-Men, though, not G-Man.
Right, this... I think as far as anybody knows, G's just government, so he's pretty much government man.
He's Big Brother?
Kind of. I mean, that kind of fits more with City 17 than G-Man himself. G-Man's like this weird, like, puppet master behind the puppet master sort of thing. But anyway, he shows up and takes Alex, basically saying that it's not time for her to die yet, and leaves Gordon to his fate. But the Vortigaunts, which are a race of aliens that have spooky magic, I don't know how best to really describe it.
Sounds about right.
Teleport Gordon Freeman away and into the future. It didn't really elaborate much beyond that, or at least not from what I saw.
Still pretty elaborate.
It's still pretty elaborate, but unfortunately with this...
Now you're not going to see it.
Exactly. Like, now that this information is released, like, it's pretty much basically saying that Half-Life 3 or Episode 3 is just not going to happen.
It's like taking a curtain, like, right here, right? And then just doing this and pulling back the curtain and showing a little bit of what's outside and saying, no, you can't go outside.
It's more like they're going to be building, like, a new restaurant somewhere. But, like, and they're supposed to have this, like, signature dish that's supposed to be really good. But... like, they keep trying to, like, change the restaurant to look better, and, like, new ideas, like, come up and get toppled down just because they don't like it, to the point where it's, like, people have just stopped. Like, there's still people who care, I'm sure, but there's not going to be as many nowadays as there used to be. I mean, you figure it's been... How long has it even been since Episode 2 was released? A long time.
I had no idea.
So you figure...
What's a long time? It sounds long. That sound, you guys all heard that. That sounded long.
I think Episode 2 was released either a little bit before or a little bit after Team Fortress 2, which came out in 2006.
Wow, that is a long time.
So yeah, we, like, waiting, and with, like, no news whatsoever on Episode 3 or Half-Life 3, whichever one would have happened. Right. And now at this point, there's just pretty good... It's not difficult to come to the conclusion that it's just not going to happen.
That really sucks.
So it's unfortunate, but...
It is very unfortunate, but what are you going to do? See la vie. I don't know how that fits there. I just wanted to say it. Hey, Tom, have you seen Terminator? Speaking of movies.
Well, going back to the movie thing, and going back to what I had said previously, no, I have not seen Terminator. No. I have a decent enough idea of the plot.
But you know Terminator, you know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is, who's Terminator?
How do you not?
Well, do you know who O.J. Simpson is? The Juice?
I know who he is.
All right, good. So, O.J. Simpson was originally casted to play the Terminator.
Really?
Yeah, but the studio was afraid that no one would buy that he was a remorseless killer. Go figure, because I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying it's still odd. That's why they wouldn't do it. And we were talking about Terminator earlier, which is completely unplanned.
Yeah, this is a whole... I think the system might be taking over.
Right? So we're going to see how we're going to end this. It might be good, but it might be bad. But, well, that's news to us.